Hey guys, Darren Asbury here with Revital Outdoors again, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight, we're going to go back to the Great Lakes Division. We're going back to the great state of Wisconsin. We're going to interview Mr. Aidan Brown. Aidan got a top 10 finish last year at the BFL Great Lakes Division Mississippi River Tournament out of LaCrosse. So that first tournament's coming up this coming weekend. So we're very excited to talk to Aidan. He's going to give us a rundown about his top 10 last year, what he predicts for this year, and all that great information. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is once again proud to announce we are going to feature a $2,500 giveaway to a lucky angler at the end of the year. We've got a lot of great companies throughout the industry coming on board with this. Flambeau, we just got confirmation from them. They're going to put some tackle bags and boxes together. So make sure you get in for that $2,500 giveaway. You see the banner scrolling at the bottom of this video. Hit the link at the top of this video, or at the bottom of this video, hit the link at the top of the description. It just takes 2 seconds to enter. Once you get entered, you're in for the whole year. Again, that lucky winner will be selected at the end of the BFL season. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Having a lot of fun doing these BFL podcasts. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products that are THC-free, made right here in America. To all the outdoor enthusiasts, you can purchase them directly off our website. That's www.revitaloutdoors.com. Check them out on there. So that being said, let's go ahead and bring Aidan right into the studio from the great state of Wisconsin. Aidan Brown, how you doing this evening, bud?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Really appreciate you coming on board the podcast. Man, congratulations on your top 10 last year. You know, I looked up your profile in Major League Fishing. You've got a great reputation around the Mississippi River, especially out of LaCrosse. So tell us a little bit about why the LaCrosse location for that Pool 7 is so special to you, and then about the tournament last year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, grew up in the area. I'm pretty young myself. Last year, I fished, well, I guess the year before I fished one as a co-angler. I fished a super tournament, made it to day 2, kind of struggled a little bit on day 2. But last year, I had a little boat, kind of made the decision that I would rather fish as a boater. I'd rather be able to make my own decisions and whatnot. So last year was my first year as a boater. Actually, this tournament would have been my first one ever as a boater. Winning it was kind of a crazy deal. I was not expecting that. I had 2 days of practice beforehand. I kind of want to beat my head against a wall. Water was coming up. Temperatures cooled off. It was warm a couple weeks prior. Fish were really biting good, and just kind of everything that I had going previous just kind of shut down. But those fish kind of started to pull back, kind of back towards for me, I guess, in the wintering holes. I was able to find them kind of off a ledge and whatnot. They just kind of moved back to where they were. I just was struggling to get them to bite. I just figured I'd put my head down and kind of grind on them. And then I stopped on a place that I've just had previous experience with. I didn't practice on it or anything like that. Funny thing was, I fished it with a jig. I got no bites. I kind of stopped on a similar spot. I threw a Ned rig and I caught a short. I told my co-angler, I was like, dude, I got a weird feeling like I got to go back. And so I fished it again with a Ned rig, and I caught all 5 of my fish within about 10 minutes. It was like I threw in, I caught a 412, I caught twin 4-pounders, 3.5 and a 2.5, and that was all I caught all day. They were just there, I guess, stopped at the right time. A lot of people like to say, I guess, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And that sure was the case. I realized I had 18 pounds, and I was like, okay, that's going to kind of put me in contention. A lot of really good fishermen around here that, I was kind of expecting 20 pounds. I didn't think that it was going to be enough to win, but sure enough, like I said, the weather kind of, with the water coming up, the weather cooling off, just kind of shook everything up and kind of gave me, I guess, an advantage in that sense. So it worked out.
Okay. So you actually won the tournament last year, the first BFL Great Lakes Division tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, you're the defending champion. So good for you, man. That's really awesome. So I really like talking to a guy that likes to pick up that finesse rod. I have to ask though, were you catching largemouth or smallmouth?
Those were all smallmouth. The fish I was planning on catching though were largemouth. I had a couple bites early. I was got them to bite a spinner bait. I was not throwing a trailer hook. I should have been. They were just kind of nipping at the back of it. There was a pretty big school of them. I just was trying to get them fired up. my co-angler too, he's throwing an A rig and everything. I threw the whole kitchen sink at him. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I want to bang my head against the wall after 2 days of I caught one fish. It was a grinder, that's for sure.
Right. So, I know you said you moved around a little bit, but you finally found that magical area that you picked up 5 with the Ned rig. Is that the only place you caught it? I mean, did you stay there and just milk that area all day, or did you end up moving around, or?
So once I caught those 5, I didn't really, kind of shut down. I went to a previous spot. Like I said, in a couple weeks prior, I was catching some smallmouth. They're staging up on a little sandbar, and I tried to go out there with the river coming up. I kind of pushed them out of there. Wind was blowing. It's kind of hard to hold on my spot. And so I got out of there, fished some other stuff. I went back to that spot where I caught my fish, trying to catch another. Like I said, I didn't think 18 was gonna do it. So I tried to snag another big one, hopefully, but no, I didn't get another bite. My co-angler at the end of the day, we kind of fished some stuff. I was hoping to get him a bite. It was his first BFL too. I ended up catching, it was like a 3-pound largemouth right at the end of the day, like 10 minutes to go. But yeah, I never ran into another one too. A lot of people where I started, I guess in the morning, a lot of people had moved in there in the afternoon. We're kind of trying to pick off some fish on some of those deeper ledges and whatnot. But
I got you. So I have to ask, you're a finesse guy. You're throwing a Ned rig. Are you throwing a braid maiden line to a fluorocarbon leader, or are you throwing just straight fluoro?
That was just straight fluoro.
Okay.
I don't really like finesse fishing. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up junk fishing. That's really what I love to do. Like I said, I went to that area, threw a jig first, hoping just for a big bite. My biggest thing, I didn't want a zero after those 2 days of practice. I mean, but once I caught that short, I went back with the Ned rig just kind of see if they were a little more finicky. But I don't prefer to fish with the spinning rod by any means. I'd rather be throwing a jig or something like that, But
yeah, so I do it a lot because I'm a co-angler, but there'll be a day to where I don't have to pick that up anymore, and thank God I can just cover water, do my own thing, and I don't have to try to fish behind a mop anymore. So I totally get it. But when you're fishing up north, when you go to Millie Locks, when you go to the Mississippi River to LaCrosse, when you go to Champlain, all those northern Great Lakes, you got to have it on the deck, even 2 or 3 of them. Even I know guys that throw a lot of spy baits, small little finesse swim baits. They still throw it on a spinning rod. So even down here in the saltwater, everybody throws a spinning rod, even if it's throwing 3-ounce jig heads at snook. They're doing it on a spinning rod. So it's not totally a fairy wand all the time, but it definitely gets bit. Definitely can hook those fish and keep them hooked up because of the lighter line and all that. So well, that being said, what do you predict for this year? How much different do you think the tournament's going to be this year? And then also, kind of changing gears back to last year, did you stay in Pool 7? And if so, do you think that's going to be a good place to go this year, or just what's the water conditions doing?
So I stayed on 8 last year. Like I said, I had a smaller boat. It takes me a while to get places. I mean, it wasn't a fast boat by any means, not a big gas tank. So my biggest thing is just kind of hunkered down on 8. This year though, I got the next 2 days off of work. I haven't had a lot of time to get out fishing, but obviously, the water's muddy. It's coming up, crested. It's kind of hovering about that 9-foot mark right now, which I like that in the spring for me. But my plan is probably spend a lot of time on 8. Okay. I like 7 too. Never really got too much, experience down at 9, a little bit, but biggest thing, I like Pool 8. That's probably my plan for this year. Like I said, the water's not warming up very much. We're getting another kind of cold front here before the tournament. It's supposed to be down like 29 degrees overnight. Tomorrow night. Friday's supposed to warm up like 65, and then looks like some rain, thunderstorms on Saturday at tournament day. So it'll be interesting. I think it's, there was a tournament yesterday, a team tournament out of here, 17-3 won it. I mean, with the conditions changing, get cool again. I mean, I think that's going to be roughly, I guess, what it's going to do too. I mean, unless someone gets on, mega bag of smallies, I wouldn't be surprised to see 20 pounds, but I think right around that 17 to, I'll say 18.5, I think is going to win it this year.
Okay. I know you said there's a lot of weather moving in next weekend. Mother Nature, of course, they're going to do that. Do you still think there'll be some fish caught off a bed? Is the spawn happening, or is it still too early?
I don't know. With I mean, like I said, getting down in the 20s. Tomorrow night, and I think the night after is supposed to get pretty cool too. I just don't know what those fish are going to do. I don't think there's going to be a lot of spawning fish going on. Maybe some smallmouth, some guys. I don't think you're going to be looking at them by any means. But
right. Still the opportunity to catch one with a bloody tail.
Yes, I would say some smallmouth for sure. Starting to move up. Just it kind of depends on where you're at. I mean, the main river's not crazy warm by any means, but
I got you. So sounds like one of those deals where there's going to be a lot of limits weighed in. It's just a matter of who can find the kicker fish.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. There's definitely a lot of big ones.
Well, Aidan, really appreciate you giving a lot of insight. Again, I didn't realize you had won the tournament last year, but congratulations on your win last year. And it looks like you're defending it this year. Gave us a lot of great information. Always love talking to a local guy. It's got that little insider knowledge that you don't really get elsewhere. So really appreciate you coming on our podcast for Revital Outdoors. Before we let you go, looking at your social media, I know you got a lot of friends and family and people in the area that kind of support you. So anybody that you'd like to give a shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just your spiel every time. But I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be able to do this stuff without friends and family. My fiance, I got 2 little girls. She lets me get out and go fishing and whatnot. I'm not sponsored by me. Like I said, I'm young. My biggest thing, I love to go fishing, obviously, right in the backyard here. So I usually jump in any tournament I can in the LaCrosse area here. But yeah, I mean, friends and family just can't do it without them. So thank you to everyone.
Yeah. And it's really cool. Also, I'll make a comment on what you just said. It's really cool to meet another guy that just loves doing the tournament thing because he just loves fishing. It ain't about the spotlight or wrap boats and sponsors and all that. That's great for those people that try to exercise that opportunity. But, for a young guy like you that just likes to go fishing and have fun with it, I mean, to me, that's the kind of guy you got to watch out for someday. So, well, that's really cool, Aidan. Well, I really appreciate you coming on podcast again. Again, for all the listeners out there, you've been talking to Mr. Aidan Brown, the defending champion for the BFL Great Lakes Division Mississippi River at a LaCrosse tournament. Again, that first tournament for the Great Lakes Division is coming up this coming weekend. So, Aidan, wish you all the best of luck. All the anglers beginning their year with the Great Lakes Division, good luck to you. Be safe out there, please. And as always, make sure before we let you go, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Revital Outdoors. And also, you see the scrolling banner down below this video. Hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter into that $2,500 giveaway. We've got a lot of great stuff to announce in the coming future for this giveaway sweepstakes. No angler out there is going to want to miss this. So please make sure you get in. Just takes 3 seconds, and you never know. You might be that lucky angler that's going to be chosen at the end of the year. As always, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Be safe out there. God bless, and we'll talk to everyone very, very soon.